Steer it the right way. And they work on steam. The steam was made in the boiler room on the other side of the wall. That's fed into the engine through the pipes here. This is the high pressure cylinder. And the moment the steam hits the engine, it starts cooling off and losing pressure. Because the hotter it is, the more pressure it has. And so the next cylinder gets bigger because to do the same amount of work as when the steam is very fresh back here, it needs more surface area to push and pull against. And then the low pressure cylinder is even bigger. And then the steam was exhausted to a condenser and cooled and sent back to the boiler and boiled again. And the reason is that the ship worked in salt water. So they needed to have fresh water for the steam.
Okay.
And couldn't take water from around the ship. And so they recycled the fresh water.
What is this?
These are the controls for the engine. So there's one set of controls for each engine.
Mm-hmm.
One is the throttle that changes the speed, and one is the reverse that changes the direction of the engine. And I get orders from the bridge here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can give them the same one. But it would tell me both what speed they want me to go and which direction. This half of the dial is ahead.
Okay.
And this half is astern, or the back. The back of the ship is the stern. And then I would adjust the engine accordingly. And I could get different orders for the two different engines because having the engines going different speeds or different directions can help the ship to make a tight turn.
Okay.
But all the steering happens on the bridge.
How far has the ship traveled?
Sorry?
How far has the ship traveled?
Not far. Its job was to work on the lower Delaware River and out into Delaware Bay. And it did used to come to New York from time to time and go to Staten Island to the lighthouse people out there. But its territory was on the Delaware. After the Coast Guard retired her, it went to a school in Maryland, and it was a floating dormitory. And after that, it was in private ownership in Virginia for a while. But it's always been in the Northeast here. Never went very far.
And how about that? What's that?
That is an electrical generator. When the ship's away from the dock, it has to generate its own electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And that also ran on steam.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you.